Here at home, perhaps you saw the multiple pictures posted over the weekend showing that trash overflowing at various dumpsters at several Topeka apartment complexes. It's now prompted a lot of people to speak out tonight, and the city is taking action. 13's Madison Bickley is also on your side tonight, trying to get to the bottom of what's going on.
David, complaints from tenants are piling up as fast as the trash outside of the apartments, with concerns regarding cleanliness, health, and timeliness. I spoke with several tenants, both on and off camera, who expressed their frustrations.
It's been a problem. This isn't the first time this has happened either.
Picture stepping outside of your residence, only to be met with pests and the stench from piles of garbage.
It's unsightly, it stinks, it's just nasty.
For many of our neighbors across the city, this has become their reality.
It's very frustrating. We pay for a service. I mean, that's included. It should be handled as such.
Several apartments, all under the parent company of Eucalyptus LLC, have dealt with every single dumpster surrounding their units pouring out into the road with trash. Tenants fear for the health of not only themselves, but their little ones as well.
I'm really angry because it's a really bad sight when you pull up here. It doesn't look pretty, it stinks, and I don't want my kid to go out here. She runs around the parking lot when I'm walking out, and I don't want her to step on something or get into something. A lot of it, if you notice, it's not even in bags, so we don't know what's in there, what's on the road, what's in the trash can, and we would just really like it to be picked up because we don't know what else can happen because of this little thing. Like, if you're gonna let the trash overflow like this, then what else are you gonna let fall to the wayside?
City of Topeka released a statement on Monday noting they are currently addressing the concerns and have issued appropriate citations to the local landlord. The city also said the landlord has taken steps to resolve the issue, and new dumpsters are expected to be delivered to affected properties this week.
I like the area. I mean, it's pretty quiet. People here are nice. I like my neighbors and what have you, but yeah, this has become a problem. It really has.
I really do like living here. I love my neighbors, so I would just like it to be cleaned up. I don't want anything else to happen. I want it to be safe and clean and healthy for everybody here.
The city also noted all Eucalyptus LLC properties would be inspected by the end of the day today. You can see the city's full statement on WIBW.com. Also, I reached out to the parent company and owner, but not yet have received a response.
Madison Bickley on your side tonight. Thanks.
5 tonight about the residents in Topeka at multiple apartment complexes who are dealing with some overflowing trash piles outside their homes. 13's Claire Decatur is on their side and yours at 10 to find out what rights renters and tenants have.
David, I spoke with multiple renters in Topeka who are angry about the living conditions they're expected to live in. Piles of waste.
This trash is everywhere. I mean, you came to bring the trash out, you gotta try. You know, you can't really get it in the dumpster.
Dirty floors.
It was full of mold, smoke, and the carpet was destroyed.
And no showers.
They just basically tell me I can shower in the sink.
Are just some of the many things these tenants are dealing with. Abigail Panicattle with Housing and Credit Counseling says there are many ways landlords are held accountable for their actions.
Kansas law does require that the landlord makes trash collection available. It requires that the landlord provides housing that is safe and livable.
Panicattle says the first step is to document the problems. This could help you if you choose to try to recover financial losses.
You want to make sure you have all your documentation handy and that you're able to explain your losses and describe why the landlord owes you this recovery of losses.
Getting the city code enforcement involved can help get those issues fixed.
You can always give them a call, try to schedule an inspection to have them look at the issue. They have the possibilities of issuing citations, giving the landlord a due date to get those resolved.
And if a landlord is not fulfilling their lease and you have another place to live, she recommends issuing this notice as a last resort.
A 1430-day notice of landlord noncompliance, which does give the landlord a time frame to get noncompliance attempted to be resolved. So basically start a good faith effort to start to resolve the issue.
If you have any questions on how to get help as a renter, call 785-234-0217.
A lot of 6 tonight regarding the overflowing trash dumpsters at apartment complexes you've been hearing about across Topeka over the last week. 13th Claire Decatur is live at one of the more than 30 apartment buildings that saw this issue. What's the new information tonight, Claire?
Well, David, these apartments finally got their dumpsters cleaned out and taken away earlier today after weeks of decay. Now, a source within LRS told 13 News trucks began collecting the trash and dumpster bins yesterday, and they will continue until the collection is complete. New dumpsters were also delivered by the apartment building's new collector, Waste Management. The city of Topeka says the owner, Eucalyptus LLC, has until December 26 to dispose of the trash. Otherwise, the city will take corrective action. This would include warrants to remove the trash, charged expenses to Eucalyptus LLC, and possible code violation charges.
Most of us do have dogs, and after cleaning up the poop, there's like, it's kind of also like, yeah. And then like all of us, we would just like walk past it to get rid of the dog poop. It's just like, it'll finally, like, oh my goodness, it'll finally be gone, because I just hope that it'll go back up to being like on track and it doesn't happen again. Because that was really annoying, not gonna lie.
All trash is collected.
Those mounds of trash piled up at rental units across Topeka. The city gave until today for Oklahoma-based landlord Lou McGinnis to have it cleared up. 13's Callie Holthouse spent the day getting a fresh look at the properties. Callie, what did you see?
Melissa, out of the 6 Eucalyptus-owned properties I observed today, 1 had new trash bins and another was actively being picked up by people in a large white box truck. The other 4, Washburn South, Washburn at McVicker, Meadowlark, Crown Point, and Washburn Lofts, all had piles of trash visible from public roads or sidewalks. I got in touch with Meredith Monaco. She's corporate legal counsel for Eucalyptus Real Estate. When asked if all Eucalyptus-owned properties can expect to have their trash cleared by the deadline today, she replied with, quote, any that have received new bins. However, I saw several complexes without bins at all. The trash was piled up on the ground and kind of soggy from the rain. She added that some properties were given big roll-off bins, which I did see at least one complex. I also asked if Eucalyptus is doing anything to mitigate any issues with rodents and bugs resulting from the trash piles. She said the company employs 1 full-time pest control worker for Topeka properties, though she said she doesn't know exactly how many properties Eucalyptus owns in Topeka. Monaco also confirmed the issue started with a payment dispute between Eucalyptus Real Estate and the company it previously hired to manage the trash, which he did say was headed to litigation. Monaco then said news media here in Topeka are, quote, on a witch hunt for Lou McGinnis. We'll continue following this story and bringing you the updates.
Following up for you tonight on several Topeka apartment residents that had been left with piles of trash outside their homes. And what's next now that the city says time's up to have it cleaned up? 13's Callie Holthouse checked in on the response supposed to take place over the past week. Callie, what happened?
Yeah, Melissa, today was the deadline imposed by the city for the owner of Eucalyptus Properties, Lou McGinnis, to take care of trash piles left to pile up at multiple apartment complexes. We checked in on the process and what's still left over today.
We were told it would be picked up by, yesterday, the 26th. Hasn't been picked up. It's frustrating. It just grows and grows and grows.
Rachel Harold is an Army veteran living in the Village at Old Town apartment complex. A disability pension is all she has to make ends meet every month, making it hard to find apartments within her budget.
I don't know how we can do anything about it, especially since the owner lives out of state.
Utilities like trash service are included in her rent payment.
It's wrong. It's very unfair. We're not going to get that money back. We're not going to get it discounted.
She says the piles of wet garbage aren't only an eyesore. She's concerned about the potential health risks.
You know, how are we supposed to live? How are we not supposed to start getting ill? And most people here have limited, if any, health insurance.
As a veteran who receives sensitive information in her mail, Harold also worries about her personal info.
That's a very big risk if it's out there and people are going through it. And I've seen people going through it.
Harold questions the lack of urgency to get the trash cleaned up.
If we had money, this would not be happening. It's definitely because the person who owns these has money. He knows we don't have the resources and he knows we can't leave. We need a place to live, and so he can do whatever he wants.
The city told us it issued citations to 34 eucalyptus properties and gave them the past 10 days to clean up. The properties will be inspected over the next 2 days, including today, and administrative warrants will be issued for any not up to compliance. Those warrants could take up to 5 days to process.
Topeka City crews swept in this morning to finish the work of clearing trash from Topeka apartment complexes. The city said 14 of the 34 properties owned by Lou McGinnis that it cited 2 weeks ago remained in violation. 13's Melissa Bruner shows us how the city took action.
Today, due process has run its course.
Topeka property maintenance crews are helping Topeka apartment residents see a clean start to the new year.
And we're serving the warrant and we're cleaning up the property.
Descending on 14 properties owned by Lou McGinnis and Eucalyptus LLC, where trash piles remained.
This is unacceptable. The condition of this property is unacceptable, and that's why we're here today.
13 News has followed the plight of residents who told us trash dumpsters overflowed for weeks. The city ultimately cited 34 properties and gave McGinnis until December 26th to clean it up. By Tuesday morning, the city said 14 remained in violation. 13 News did see private crews working at one of the properties, but elsewhere, a team of about 24 city property maintenance workers used 10 to 15 vehicles to move in.
So all costs associated with the trucks, with the bulldozers, with the bobcats, with the personnel, he'll be responsible to pay that.
Residents may not be in the clear just yet. Several properties still don't have dumpsters. The city's property maintenance director, John Scareen, says McGinnis has told them they are ordered and awaiting delivery.
This is very disappointing. This is not the standards that we want to upheld in the city of Topeka. We need a higher elevation of standards.
Melissa Bruner, 13 News.
The city says 21 properties without dumpsters were cited this week, and they're processing new affidavits of those violations with municipal court. As far as the cleanup, the city says all properties were in compliance as of this afternoon. We did reach out to Eucalyptus LLC and have not heard back.